Ladies and gentlemen, go nuts for Shane Mcleod and Vincent Vanasch.
Thank you very much for the introduction. And just in case it's not obvious, this is Vincent Vanasch. He's the goalkeeper. I'm the coach, so there's no confusion. And today I've come to tell you a bit of a story and kind of share a moment that we had. In 2018, in December, we did something that no other sports team in Belgium has ever achieved. We became world #1 and world champions. But if we wind back the clock, not so far, or we don't have to go far back, but 4 years ago, there was quite a different picture in the team. The same team was sitting together, but they were sitting, staring into space, not knowing how to make the next move, going from good to great. And it was around that time that the Belgian Hockey Federation asked me to involve myself in the group. And it's probably because of the success in 2018 that SAP have asked me to speak today. They've asked me the same question: how do you coach? What's important about coaching? And I have a very simple philosophy. I coach the way I would like to be coached. And very simply, if I was a player, it's to have clarity of role. It would be to be invested in the success of the team, to feel valued in the group, to feel trusted, but also to be accountable. If things didn't go exactly how they should go, I needed to be held accountable along with the other players. But lastly, it's to be in an environment that's supportive. And it's in that kind of way that Vincent and I work, and I've asked Vincent to help me to give this presentation. So I pass it over to Vincent so you see a player's perspective.
Thank you, Shane. So, from a player perspective, I will always remember when Shane became the head coach of the national team, the Red Lions. I was sitting in the meeting room with all the Red Lions. We were quite nervous, happy, and curious because he was our new coach. And he started his speech. And he said, "You are good hockey players, really good hockey players. You are great stars in your club, heroes in the national team. But I want to change it. I want to change this team of stars into a star team." So we bring 3 things together. The first thing, the circle of trust that you can see here on the picture. So we were really good hockey players, but we needed to trust each other. So during a camp in South Africa, Shane made his first exercise, and he organized speed dating. So one-on-one talks where players, they have to say everything about the other players. So positive, negative, or about the team, the staff, we don't care, but they have to talk together. And then I remember I was there, like sitting in the dinner hall, having a meal. Normally it's really quiet and still. And there it was really noisy, like everyone was talking with each other. Players were talking across tables. I remember we were like, okay, calm down a little bit. But then Shane realized, okay, it works. So next step, let's go. Unity is our strength. You can see it again on the picture. Why I say that is because we sing the national anthem in 2 languages, so Flemish and French. This is really important for us. So we are standing in the middle of the pitch, shoulders to shoulders with our teammates, and it gives really a big boost of energy before a game. But then also we realize, okay, we speak 2 languages. So maybe it's one of our biggest strengths, because sometimes in hockey you play against the Netherlands. I don't know if you know the Netherlands in hockey, but they are our arch enemy. They want everything. Olympics, World Cup, European Cups, they are superstars. But we can speak French. So on the pitch, we only speak French, so they can't understand us. But we can understand what they are talking about, so what they want to do, what they want to do the next attack, what they're going to do in defense. And so that's really helpful for us, and that was key of success there. Because today, the world ranking changed. We become first, and they are 5th. Third thing, Thank you. Third thing, so better people make better Red Lions. It's easy. The big thing of the Red Lions is an all of little things. So small, little examples, like after a game or after a training, we have to collect the ball. And we don't care, you have 1 cap in the national team, or you have 400 caps in the national team, we do it together. So everyone is collecting the balls. It goes fast, so we can go directly to the shower and put our recovery protocols on. That's a little example, but that helps the team. Another one, sometimes it happens, we are thirsty on the pitch, we run on the bench, we grab a bottle of water, we grab another one, a second one, because we have teammates around us. So we give one to them, one to us, we drink it, and we throw it away. And so it helps the team. And it's small details, but it changed today the world ranking. But so let's see now the inside of our head coach.
Well, it sounds like an easy team to coach. So what's my role? And so my role comes down to 3 key things. The first one is I have to be the most informed. And this is probably the bit that's the most interesting for you all there. I have to collect a whole lot of data. And the data that we collect is mainly video data. And so while the players go away on tournament and they have to get ready for game after game after game and do the recoveries in between, myself and the coaching staff gather all the data and we choose out the repeatables for the next game or the game that we've just played. So I have to be the most informed. The second is I have to be able to prepare that data and present it back to them. I have to help guide their discovery. It's one thing for me to know how to play opposition, but the key is that I have to educate or help educate all of the players to have that one mind so that we can play the team together. And the third one, and I heard a keynote earlier this morning, it's about keeping the vision. And it's very easy to be deflected by results or wanting to do too much, but my job is to keep everything back on track. And our vision as a team is to be proactive, it's to be attacking, and it's to be world-class in everything we do. And I'd like to share a little bit of an insight into the Red Lions in a tactical way. I'll try and keep it relatively simple, but it's some of the things that make a difference in our team. When we look at hockey, there are 3 phases of our game. Every coach in the world coaches 2 of them. One is when we have the ball, you're attacking. When the opposition have the ball, you're defending. But we look at a third one, and we look at the transition moments, the time in between. So the time when you go from attack to defense or defense to attack. And I've taken a clip of the World Cup, and I've done it 2 times. And in the first one, you're going to see Vincent Vanasch. He's wearing yellow in the first one and black in the second clip, but it's the same guy. Later on today, there's going to be some lucky winners that try and score a goal past him. If you have a look at the video, you're going to see how difficult that is going to be later on. But here's the clip. So after the save, players find their men. They have to get rid of equipment and they have to set themselves in a structure. And the clock is ticking. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And it's at least 20 seconds before we're almost ready. Vincent saves another goal. We win this game just 2-1 against a lowly ranked side. So we knew as a staff, look, we have to do better here. And so what we did is we started a process of change. And the process was very simple. We came into a room and we just had a discussion. And I led the discussion, but then took a step back and let the players share their views. What I had to provide was the questions. The first one, what is the problem? And I had to make sure everyone was aligned with what the 2 main problems were. The second, what is our opportunity if we solve this problem? And the third, how do we do this? And so they recognized very quickly the first problem. So you might do it as well. It's this player here standing by himself. Okay, he's a dangerous player and we need to take care of him. And excuse my rudimentary skills on keynote, but this is how I described it to the team. We just shift the player across. And if you have a quick look, you can see a little square piece that I cut out. I think the SAP can do a better job of that, but it's just something I threw in there. That's the first problem. The second problem that we have is that we have 5 players that are out of position. So we have our centre mid that's in the wrong position. We have our left back that's on the right side of the field. Our right back is in the centre of the field. And we have the world's best player, a free man, is in compromised position. And the one that's most obvious is our centre back. Now, our centre back should be standing close to Vinny and helping him protect the goal. So we had to change this, and we had to make a new structure. And so after our discussion, we made a structure that protects our castle, which is our goal and our circle, that's compact, and the players were instructed to win their zones. And this is the shape that we came up with. And without going on the training field and rehearsing this, and just after our discussion and displaying this picture, we were able to do this. And now the clock starts ticking. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Within 7 seconds, we had got into a structure that's a third of the time from the game before. Everyone knows their roles, everyone has clarity of roles, and we're ready. We're proactive, which keeps in line with our vision. And as of my own interest, afterwards I took a picture of our finished product, and I did an overlay of the structure that we asked the players to be in. And for me, that's a world-class transition. And that's the type of people that I'm working with. But from the back, how did that look, Vinny?
Yeah, for me, it was fantastic to be part of that process. But I want to come back on our first slide, because you can see we won the World Cup. Maybe you didn't see that. It's Shane Mcleod here on stage with me today. And you can see how proud we are, smiling, like wearing the Belgian flag on the podium with the World Cup. We just won the World Cup. We wrote history at that moment. But Shane was on the side looking at us. You can see on his face how proud he is about his product, about us. And I think he did it. He gave us the vision. And a couple of days after winning the final, I found this one. So as a coach, it's not about how many championships or titles you have won. It's about how many lives you have impacted and influenced. And for me, I send it directly to him, because it changed my life. And he's not above us or below us. He's with us on the same boat. And if we win or lose, we just keep going forward. And that's really important for us. But this quote, that's what it's all about. And I think I see CEOs, project manager, or employees, and I think you are the coach of your life, and you are the guide of your destiny. And if you can change your life or the life of someone else, like Shane did it for me, just do it, because you will feel grateful. This is after the World Cup, back in Belgium, at the balcony in Brussels. It was the best moment of my career. When I see it, I have goosebumps, because we were there with the Red Lions, with the World Cup, and with 6,000–7,000 people, like singing the national anthem in 2 languages, French and Flemish. That was really the best moment of my career. But like in top sport, this is history. Is there more to come? We will see. Thank you for your attention.